Hello, my friends. This is James with Down to Stick, and today I'm going to do something a little different. So I'm going to make a clock. Now, I've already done most of the work on this design. Filmed it at home. Well, built most of this at home on my computer. So now I'm in the shop computer. If you'd like to know how I did all this, I can explain it in another video. I'll do another one, but for now, I just kind of already built it. Wanted to show you the process with the BN-20. So what I just did here was I went around and replaced all the Roman numerals with bullets, just the ones that are the one symbol. So there's that. This design I built, I actually have this as a sticker I sell, but I thought that'd be cool as a clock, and that's something I'm going to add to my things I'm doing here. Now over here in my layers panel, it's still pretty messy, and it drives me crazy when it's really bad like this. So what I have to do before I print, and I don't have to, but it's just my OCD. But see how this piece here and this frame, they're not connected. Now I could go in and merge all that, which isn't a bad idea. In fact, I'm gonna save this as is. And I'll show you why I'm saving this. So even though this is its own design, I'm going to use this as a template for future designs. Because what I can do is I can just drag any image and drop it in here. Boom, there's your clock. If you're doing a theme, you know, with the bullets and whatnot. But the reason I saved that before I merged all this is because once I merge all that, that's permanent. So you're stuck with that. So let's go ahead, and so I'm going to click my compound path, and that's all these little diamond shaped things all around the clock. I'm going to click that, and I need that frame. See that frame there? Now, real quick, before I want to make sure that that is not a path. Okay. I actually can't tell if that's... I'm going to go ahead and just do object, path, outline, stroke. And if it's a path, it'll turn into an object, and if not, you're still good. So I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to hold Control and click all them little diamond things. Go to my Pathfinder and just merge. Now see how that connected all those? So now they're not different objects. And for me, it's just a way to do it so it's not so messy. Now another thing I want to do, I want to take all these numbers, bullets, whatnot, and I'm going to go ahead and turn those into a compound path. So just highlight all those, just hit Control 8. Boom, there you go. I'll just turn those into numbers. Now this background here, oh, okay, that's the dot, the center dot. That's going to tell me where to drill the hole. All right, so in fact, that really doesn't need to be a group. So let's just do center. And now these two layers here are the background. See how I got that distressed? So what I did was I took a distressed pattern, I turned it into a compound path and just punched it through the white. And watch, you'll see, look, see all these little pieces? So I punched it through the white, and this black has to be there, otherwise, I'll show you real quick. See how you can see that black through there? So if I don't have that black, it disappears. Now you can do that. See how I got the distress pattern in here and then not out here? I mean, if you want, you can do that to have like a cleaner clock area. I think it looks cool all around. But that's a design choice there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and group those two, and we'll just do background elements, and I just left out the E there just to make it shorter. Okay, next we got our clock. Oh, now see, I got these stray bullets here. Don't like that at all. So I'm gonna I just forgot to drag that into the group. Okay. No harm, no foul. There you go. Now this one is the clock frame. Now, since this is going to be a final design and I saved it before I started doing all this, I think it'd be okay just to merge those as well. Okay. So let's change that again to numbers frame. There we go. Boom. Now, say we get rid of that. Boom, we got a nice sticker, right? Now this is ready to go for any design. I can drop any design in here that's circular. I can drop a photo of somebody, whatever you want. Now, with the bullets, you know, it's probably going to be a Second Amendment theme type thing or whatever. Or maybe you got a family member that's a hunter, you know, that'd be cool. Anyway. All right. Now here's the funny part, okay? I had that dot somewhere. Oh, right here. I don't know. I clicked something down here, and that freaking dot. I think I've got that dot on there twice. Let's see. Let's get rid of that one. Nope, I thought I did. Never mind. Okay, now up here I got all this crap going on for that dot. That doesn't need to be all that just see how I had all them different groups and whatnot. But this is an entire layer. That center is on a layer. So that has to be on top of everything so you can see it. So that's why it's way up here. Now I could you know what I could do actually? How I said I got to drill the hole, I could turn that into part of the cut contour line. It's actually not a bad idea. Let's do that. All right, so let's drag this up here. Let me watch. I'll show you really quick. We'll turn that into a cut contour. I didn't even think of that because now, hang on one sec. Now when the machine cuts, it'll cut out around the entire design. See how I got my line here? And then it'll cut right here. So that's where you're going to drill your hole. I was just going to leave the black dot on there, but that's cool because now if I want to, like say I want to sell this design, the customer can remove that dot and just print that as is and do whatever they want with it. So good. See, I'm kind of going. I'm learning, not learning, but just when you're editing your designs, you definitely, I don't want to say you make it up as you go, but you notice things as you go. That's what I'm saying. Okay, now down here, I put on this R, I put a stroke of white just on the R, so it has this showing here. Now one thing, see how that cuts through there? I don't like that. So I need to find that lettering right here. Now that could be, I'm actually not sure what's punching through that, but I'm going to drag the lettering all the way to the top. So let's just go to right click, arrange, bring to front. Now see how that shows now all the way through? So this frame was somewhere in between here. Actually, there it is right there. So that's what was cutting through that R. Now I don't like that being on top there just because of how I organize things. Now these are all grouped. These are all the elements in the sticker. These are all grouped. I do have another version of this where I've got everything more organized like I'm doing the clock here. But since that image isn't necessarily the main thing that needs to be cleaned up here, we're going to just leave it. Okay, so let's get rid of that extra layer. We had that dot in. Okay, so I got my cut contour path, my image, and then my clock. Now, for me, for organizational purposes, I'm going to go ahead and just grab my image group and drag it on top of the clock into that layer, and then get rid of that image layer. And that way I've only got the 2 layers there. So that's ready to go. I can cut that right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. Well, I have to add some more orders to this job, but I'm going to cut this and I'll film a little bit of that, and then we'll go ahead and put that on the frame. And I have to measure also the base that I'm going to put this on, and I'll show you all that. All right. Okay, so everything is printing nicely. Looks amazing. Can't wait to see it done. Now, this is what we're going to be putting it on. This is just a piece of wood I bought. It's got it from Hobby Lobby, and it came in a pack. This is the rest of it here. You got 3 different sizes. Yeah, there's just 2 more in there. I'm not quite sure what these 2 are, but I know this one's 13. That's the one that's going to be used for the clock. Okay. Once that's all done, I'll pull it out, give it a good laminate, and then we'll install it. And then from there, this is the piece that I'm going to be putting onto it. So this will go right in the middle, right up. The stem there's going to pop up right through, and we'll have a badass clock. Now, this thing does have a little recess in it, but I think this clock's going to be a little too thick, so when it sits in there, there might be a little bit of a height issue. So what I might do is put some tabs on the ends here, and that'll have it offset into the wall a little bit more. But this is my first one, so we'll work out the kinks as we go. All right. All right, so we are now cutting. There's some other jobs on this sheet. I got the thin red line Predator helmet. So it's cutting those out right now, but you can see the Outlaw clock, and I made an extra sticker right there. I want that one on my car. I really like that design. That one actually doesn't have the clock numbers. I'll show you that when it comes out. And then there's a small one in there. I did a couple of 3-inch sizes, and those are for sale. See, now it's cutting out the clock there. So the diameter of the wood is 13 inches. See, and so I went 13. Then I dropped it down just a tiny bit. And then I went 13, a little bit more than 13 on actually I went 13 on the cut contour. Because every time I try to cut things even like that, I always end up, and that'll make it a little easier to install, but I always end up with a little overhang when I do stuff like that. For a round clock, you don't want to, like, that's got to be centered perfect. And it did cut out the center hole for the time elements. But, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I was kind of thinking I should have waited on that, just in case anything's off. But it, you know, this is my first one, so I plan on selling these once I get it down. But, yeah, I'll quit talking and we'll get to the other stuff. All right, so it's all done. Just pull this out and we'll check it out. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and weed this real quick. Now this Predator, I'm going to turn on my light. Now the bad thing about my light is it puts these little wavy looking lines in the camera. I don't know why. It's just that LED light, but I really need my light. Sorry guys. All right, so we're going to weed this. Got my voice today. Okay. Usually I'll put weed lines around a lot of this stuff, but I didn't do that with this one. You see, I kind of pull on it and then drag my knife. That's one way to do it. Now the customer that bought this Predator, excuse me, they bought one 8-inch size. I feel like I gotta talk loud when I'm filming too, so if it sounds like I'm screaming, I'm really not. I feel like I just have to talk loud. I don't know why. Anyway, so the guy that bought the 8-inch Predator, I can't think and work at the same time, sorry. Okay, so he bought this one, and I had a little bit of room on this job, so I went ahead and made him an extra one. So he's gonna get a little 3x3. This is one he bought, but man, I love that design. This one's a little different than my normal Predators. I put a white stroke and then a black offset. Much more clean. The ones that I used to do, this is a sticker here, but see how that one just, the cut's just right up to the artwork. There's no stroke, nothing. And just this in comparison to that one, man, super 100% much better difference. Much happier with that one. that's taking the time, you know, to really just work with your artwork. But okay, let's go ahead and get this Predator off here. These will be for shipment later. Got my ruler. If this camera is hard to see what I'm doing, I'm sorry. I actually got to leave here in about a half an hour. I have a job interview. I know, got my own shop, and I have a job interview. Long story. Okay, that's a sticker version of the clock I'm doing. Now I love that sticker, love that design. So I'm selling these, but that's the sticker. This is the clock. This could be the clock. Badass, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, one thing I want to do here, if I can find the piece I'm looking for, I'm going to get this cut out as close as I can to the actual decal. Be careful so you don't cut into your decal. Okay. Here's my wood. Let's see how this feels on here. Okay, so that is right on the edge, right there. Yeah, so I'm just a little bit bigger, but that's what it's gonna look like when it's done. So the hard part here is just lining this up. So now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. One thing I thought about was doing the transfer tape method, throwing a piece of transfer tape over it, and then I could so if I throw transfer tape over it, lay it down like this, I think it'd be easier to drop the wood down onto the design rather than peeling this off and trying to stick it down. I think that's the best way to do it. Okay, so we're gonna do that and we'll see how it goes. But I definitely want to make sure this is okay. There's that. Yeah, so I made it just a tad bit too big, but that's okay. That is okay. And even if we're off center just a little bit, that hole that I made, let me show you that. Where's my damn blade? Let me pick that real quick. Yes, so I just So see how I took out that hole there? So that's where all the clock parts are going to go. You know, I didn't even measure this to see. That's what I forgot to do, is make get the hole just right. But even if the hole, like say it's too big, I can stick a washer or something in there. That's fine. Okay. Off to the next phase. Okay, so what I did here was I took my ruler and got right up to the edge here on all four ends. Here, 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 and here, right? Okay. So the reason I did that was so I can push them all up to their corresponding sides. Okay, everything feels good there, feels good there. All right, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on like a vinyl decal. So we're gonna pull this back. And I'm keeping pressure on the center at all times, okay? Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut that backing paper off. And I'm gonna slowly just let that sit on the wood there. Okay, good, right? So before I do this, I want to use one of my rulers, squeegees. Okay, so just pull this back, peel off the larger backing paper. Okay, now I'm gonna just slowly just kind of try and make sure that goes on evenly. Now I forgot to film it, but I did laminate this piece. Excuse me. Okay, let me grab my roller. Okay, now I do have a little bit of excess around the edges. I am going to go through and trim all that, but for now, I'm just going to leave it. So the next step, I'm going to punch a hole through here, right here, and then we'll stick the clock parts in it. Okay, so without my drill, I had to carve this hole out with the X-Acto knife, which not a big fan, but still came out good. Okay, so there's a hole. So I'm going to stick these clock parts, this thing here, I'll go ahead and stick that through the back. I kind of guessed on the size of the hole for the BN-20 to cut out, and I did actually a pretty good job, because that thing is damn near the exact width of what I needed. Okay, now since I kind of punched that through this end, I don't like how you can almost see a little bit of the sticker kind of pulling up. So make sure, so this is going to be the right side up. I'm going to turn this so the battery will be down. So this would be the bottom of the machine, or the clock, sorry. Okay, now to get rid of that that funky looking crap, well, just the oh, I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say, the way that looks. Okay, so I'm going to open these parts here. Now there's this washer that came with it. You can put that down there if you'd like. I probably should have put this on the
back side of it, like back here. But I'm gonna probably just leave it there. I was actually gonna I have this box of O-rings. I was actually gonna put an O-ring there instead of that big rubber piece. Well, the big that big washer. See, it does the same, serves the same purpose, and yeah, I have the hardest time multitasking, thinking and talking at the same time. But see how that washer sits on that O-ring? So actually, I think that's a little better than having this big black O-ring under there. Okay, next thing we want to do is take this little nut, this one here. Now that goes here. Now I didn't really plan this all that great, so the clock hands themselves are going to be really tiny, so don't laugh. Yeah, see, that fits in there nice and snug. Perfect, perfecto, perfecto. Now the next thing we want to do is put on this little guy here, and I've never put one of these together before either, so go ahead and laugh. Actually I have, but it's been a long time. Okay. Next thing we want, that's the minute hand. Next thing I want is the hour hand, or wait, gosh, I can't even think right now. Okay, there's that. Next thing that goes on, I believe, is this piece here, this little nut. My big freaking sausage hands. Okay. All right. So there's that. And then here's the second hand. Now this piece here, have no idea where this goes. Let's see. I don't know. Anyway. And I don't have a battery to test this, so. But that's it, guys. I gotta get some bigger hands. But looks awesome, right? I gotta trim the sides. That comes over the edge just a tiny bit. And then back here, so the shitty part is, like, say we hang that. See, that doesn't look too bad. That's hanging on a thumbtack there. But that's what I don't like, because the clock parts themselves kind of cause it to sit back a little bit. So what I was gonna do, just get some of that tape, that foam tape. You put like as a sealer for windows or whatever. I was just gonna throw a couple here maybe, but next time I'm gonna look into these parts and see what all they have, like if they have skinnier ones. And then I don't have a battery to test it, but I'm sure it'll work. You know, I'm actually curious. I might have a battery. Let me look. I do have a battery. I do have a battery. Aren't we? Yep, it's the right size. Okay. I'm actually really dying to know if this is gonna work. How you guys? You would think that I'd plan this out a little better before I. Yeah, there it goes. See the second hand moving? So yeah, I just got to get some bigger hands. Man, that's awesome. Freaking love that clock. I'm actually gonna refine this this idea and try to put these to market. I'd really like to know what viewers think. As far as the design goes, I had to go in there and put each bullet in, you know, did it all by hand on the computer. But now I got that saved, so I can use that same clock for any design. I built this entire design from scratch. Everything. Drew the skull, everything. The only thing that's not originally mine are the fonts that I used. But hey, that's a cool ass clock, man. Very happy with it. I know I'm kind of been all over the place with this one. I was trying to explain things as I'm doing it. Not always the best at thinking and doing stuff at the same time. But if you like it, let me know. I'm really curious about everybody's input on this one. And thanks for watching. I'm going to do more of these, and as I do them, they're going to get better. So thanks for watching.